The moment you stop trying to control everything, you begin to recover your peace. Most of our suffering does not come from life itself. It comes from our refusal to accept that some things were never ours to command. We try to control people. We try to control outcomes. We try to control timing, opinions, emotions, the future. And in that struggle, we lose the one thing we were trying to protect in the first place, our inner peace. Stoicism teaches a simple but life-changing truth. Some things are within your control, most things are not. And yet, many people spend their lives exhausted, anxious, and emotionally drained because they keep fighting reality. They keep demanding certainty from an uncertain world. They keep expecting loyalty from unstable people. They keep trying to force life into a shape that feels safe. But peace does not come from control. Peace comes from clarity. And clarity begins when you stop holding on to what was never yours to hold. In this video, we'll explore why letting go is not weakness, why control is often an illusion, and how Stoic wisdom can help you finally breathe again. Human beings crave control because control feels like safety. When life becomes unpredictable, the mind begins searching for something solid to hold on to. So we start gripping everything. We replay conversations. We overanalyze silence. We try to predict people's behavior. We imagine future disasters and mentally rehearse pain before it arrives. This feels like intelligence. But often it is fear wearing the mask of intelligence. We think that if we worry enough, we will prevent disappointment. We think that if we explain ourselves perfectly, people will understand us. We think that if we love hard enough, people will stay. We think that if we prepare for every outcome, we will never be shaken. But life does not work that way. The more tightly you hold what you cannot control, the more fragile your mind becomes. Because your peace is now dependent on things that are unstable by nature, other people's moods, other people's choices, timing, luck, recognition, approval, and the future itself. And once your peace depends on those things, you stop living from inner strength. You start living from emotional dependence. That is why so many people look calm on the outside, but inside they are in constant war. Not because life is always cruel, but because they are trying to control what life never promised to surrender. The Stoics built their philosophy on one powerful distinction: what is truly within your control, your judgments, your choices, your response, your discipline, and your character. What is not fully within your control? Other people, their opinions, their loyalty, their timing, their understanding, the outcome of every effort, the past, the future. This is not a depressing truth, it is a liberating one. Because the moment you stop trying to govern the world outside you, you can finally begin to govern the world within you. You may not control whether someone respects you, but you control whether you abandon your dignity to beg for their respect. You may not control whether life becomes difficult, but you control whether difficulty turns you bitter or wiser. You may not control whether people leave, but you control whether their departure destroys your identity. Stoicism is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming clear. It teaches you to stop wasting sacred emotional energy on battles you were never meant to win, and instead to invest that energy into the one place where real power lives, your inner life. A great deal of human pain comes from attachment to what we cannot keep. We become attached to people staying the same. We become attached to being understood. We become attached to getting the result we wanted. We become attached to the idea that if we do everything right, life will reward us fairly. But life is not always fair. People are not always consistent, and effort does not always produce immediate reward. This is where suffering deepens, not because something painful happened, but because we argue with reality after it happens. We say, "This should not have happened. They should have treated me better. I did everything right. I can't accept this." And maybe you're right. Maybe they should have been better. Maybe life should have been kinder. But reality does not soften because we protest it. The Stoic response is not passive surrender. It is intelligent acceptance. Acceptance means seeing clearly what is already true without adding emotional chaos to it. If someone has chosen distance, see distance clearly. If someone has shown disrespect, see disrespect clearly. If an outcome did not happen, see the loss clearly. Do not romanticize. Do not deny. Do not chase what is already moving away. Do not keep bleeding just because part of you still wants a different ending. There is dignity in grief. There is dignity in disappointment. But there is also dignity in release. Sometimes peace begins the moment you stop negotiating with what is already gone. Many people resist letting go because they confuse it with defeat. They think letting go means giving up. They think acceptance means weakness. They think detachment means they no longer care. But Stoic detachment is not indifference. It is self-possession. Letting go does not mean that something did not matter. It means you are no longer willing to destroy yourself trying to force it. That is strength. There is nothing weak about saying, "This hurts, but I will not let it own me. This matters, but I cannot control it. I hoped for more, but I will not lose myself begging life to rewrite reality." The strongest people are not always the ones who hold on the longest. Often they are the ones who know when holding on has become self-harm. There comes a point when clinging is no longer loyalty. It becomes fear. And fear disguised as devotion will keep you trapped in places your soul has already outgrown. Letting go is not the end of meaning, it is the beginning of freedom. So how do you actually let go? Start with this simple Stoic practice. When something disturbs you, pause and ask, what part of this is actually within my control? Not in theory, in reality. Can you control someone's honesty? No. Can you control whether they fully understand you? No. Can you control the past? No. Can you control every outcome? No. Then ask the second question, what is mine to govern right now? Your tone, your decision, your next action, your standards, your willingness to stay or walk away, your ability to remain calm, your refusal to abandon your values. That is where peace returns. Peace does not always come from getting what you wanted. Often it comes from no longer needing life to happen your way in order to remain whole. Train yourself to return to what is yours. Return to your breath. Return to your principles. Return to your discipline. Return to what is true, not what is feared. Return to the present moment where your power actually exists. Every day you will be invited to react to things you cannot control. The Stoic path is to decline that invitation. At the center of a peaceful life is this quiet realization. You do not need to control everything to be okay. You only need to stop surrendering your peace to what was never yours to command. Let people be who they are. Let outcomes unfold as they will. Let time reveal what force never could. And then return to yourself. To your mind, to your character, to your peace. Because in the end, the person who masters their inner world is stronger than the one who tries to control the outer one. Let go of what you can't control and protect the peace that still belongs to you.